What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Always Nigeria, coming at you today with another video. This video is something I've never done before, well, at least on this topic. I am going to actually turn this into a vlog, a segment where I am talking about plastic surgery. Yes, I have decided to go through and get plastic surgery. I am going to talk to you guys about the doctor I chose, the process in which I chose that doctor, how much I paid, what I did to prepare for the surgery. I'll have segments as to when you're seeing me pack and get ready for the surgery, flight information, and how COVID affected those type of things, the place that I'm going to get the surgery, the recovery house I chose, things of all that. So if you're interested in watching my journey and my transformation, please continue to follow this vlog. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, watch, comment, ask questions. I love to interact with you guys. If you have any questions or anything that you want to know personally that you don't feel comfortable sharing below, you can always email me at always.nygeria, that is always.nigeria@gmail.com. All right, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. So for starters, the surgery that I chose to get is going to be Lipo 360 with the BBL. For those of you who know me and for those of you who don't, I have 4 children. And although I'm very confident outwardly, I really want to look in the mirror. And I know this is such a generic response, but it's so true. I just want to look in the mirror and be confident with my body. I feel like I sacrificed my body to bring 4 lives into the world. And although I love my children to death, there's things about my body that, well, obviously were changed. And I have the ability to get them changed back or, make them look even better than they did before. So I decided to go ahead and, start researching. At first I was researching just a mommy makeover. Then I just started researching tummy tucks. Then I was like, okay, well, started researching Lipo 360. And then I saw that, they have Lipo 360 with the BBL. And, I just decided I'm going to go with that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to need a tummy tuck. If I do need a tummy tuck, it'll be somewhere down the line. I'm not going to get the tummy tuck first. I'm going to see what they can do with just giving me lipo. And obviously I'm going to be transferring that to my butt. I have not decided on if I wanted, well, I know that I don't want lats. I am probably going to get some of the fat transferred to my hips, although I already have nice hips and thighs. I feel like if I get butt added, then I need to obviously add some more to my hips. So yes, that's what I'm going to do. The Lipo 360 is going to cover 12 areas. So that's 4 in the abdomen. So your top, or your upper and left quadrant, then your lower left and right quadrants. I think I said that so wrong. Upper right and left quadrant, and then lower right and left quadrant, and then your sides. So like that's your love handles, and then the top of the abdominal area on the side. I don't really know what that's called. I guess it's like near, whatever, your rib cage, shit, that part. And then your back is the upper back and lower back. So that's 12 spots if you guys can count. So each side is 2 spots. The abdominal area is 4 spots, and then the back is 4 spots. So that's the 360 lipo. I was thinking about getting arm lipo because you guys can see I have big arms, but I don't think that I'm going to go with the arm lipo because I've been looking at other dials, surgery dials, and I just feel like, if you eat better and you work out, that your arms will do better than the surgery. Like, I'm not about to pay $400. It's because to add on lipo, like to add on a lipo area, it's $400, so guys, for the doctor and the place that I chose. Okay, so if I was to get arm lipo, it's not $400. No ma'am, no sir. It is $800 because each section is $400. I have 2 arms. I'm not walking around here with one arm. And I'm not about to pay $800 for some lipo on my arms when they barely be looking different when they be getting arm lipo, unless you go for multiple rounds. And I'm just not gonna do that. Not she me her. So guess what? I'll be working out to get those arms down, but I'm not doing arm lipo. I was thinking about doing chin lipo, but then I thought about it like, listen, you've had this double chin your whole life. It's genetic. Like, just get over it. I don't think that I'm gonna do it because the first thing that goes when I lose weight, and I've talked about this in prior videos, is my freaking fat face. Well, it's like it get a little bit more contoured and stuff like that. So I doubt that I'll pay $400 to get my damn chin lipo, because that's going to be the first spot that I lose once I start losing more weight, and my face will be a little bit more chiseled out. So I don't think I'm going to do it. One thing that I can say is I don't know for sure if I'm going to decide to get multiple rounds of lipo. Like, I know a lot of women, they go back for multiple rounds, because you get your stomach kind of mostly flat depending on your foundation already. They get you mostly flat, but then to get that flat, be on flat, it's like multiple rounds depending on your doctor and depending on your already natural foundation. So I'm not sure. I'll have to talk to my doctor and see what my doctor recommends. If I need multiple rounds, I think that I'm just going to tell them I only want one round, because I feel like if you tell them you'll want multiple rounds, they'll like do a half-ass job just to ensure that you get, you come back and get an extra round, or whatever they messed up they can fix, or whatever they didn't suction out, they can just do it at that point. So I'm going to tell them I only want one round so they can get their shit, get me snatched on the first round. Okay. And we'll take it from there. I don't know. Like I always said that one thing I know I'm never going to change is my face. Like I'm never going to get work done to my face. I was thinking about getting lip fillers. Oh, lip gloss. Oh. Okay, my lip gloss is like chalking up there. But your girl don't think she gonna go through with that. I don't think I'm gonna go ahead. I don't think I'm gonna be letting them stick no needles in my lips. I just don't think. And y'all got to excuse the eyebrows. Y'all all know we on quarantine. Only place I leave to go is to work and home. And I'm not touching my eyebrows. These things is bushy as hell. But guess what? When we off and the government let us off punishment, guess where the first place I'm going to get these things threaded? And guess what? My arch is gonna be so cold. So I don't want to hear it. Don't talk about these bushy things. Because guess what? A lot of your eyebrows is thin as hell. Okay? At least I have the bush. That means that mine is going to be on fleek when I get them done. And yes, I am conditioning up here, so don't mind my hair, girl boss. Yes. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm not going to touch my face. I haven't decided yet if I want a breast lift or not. I'm not going to get that like right away. It'll probably be like next year if I decide to do like another round of lipo. It'll probably be like a breast lift and lipo. I don't want implants. I don't want anything like that. I'll probably get like a breast lift and like a breast reduction type thing. But yeah, that'll be it. I don't want anything done to my face. And I went ahead with this route versus getting like implants and things like that, because I want the most natural. And obviously the fat that's coming from me is the most natural. That's my body. It's just, moving it to somewhere else. It's repositioning it. It's putting it where the hell it should have been in the first place, instead of just developing all around my abdominal area, trying to be petty and a hater, So yeah, that's what we're gonna go with that. So your girl gonna be snatched. Can't wait. Yeah, just waiting. So my surgery date is May 13th. Yes, your girl will be snatched next month. I can't wait. What do I have? 23 days, I believe. 23 days till your girl is on a flight for her for her pre-surgery. And then the 13th is my surgery date. And then I'm going to be there and recovering. Okay. So that's that. So I am looking at my MacBook because I airdropped my notes over here because they were on my phone, but I was like, girl, that's what you record on. That's stupid. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking over here a lot. So I'm about to give y'all the nitty gritty, the rundown as far as what it's looking like with my payments and things like that. And this vlog is gonna be long. I've noticed that all the vlogs I've looked at for these type of surgeries and vlogs have been longer, and I see that people like those, so that's how I'm gonna do this. If you're looking for a shorter video, you can speed the shit up if you want. I don't know, I don't care, just hey, we'll see. So the date that I decided to actually go ahead that's not corona, y'all. The date that I decided to actually go ahead and put down a deposit was November 22nd. So in June of 2019, I was like, okay, girl, you 28 now. Okay. So I was like, okay, you 28 now. I want to be like cold for the 30th birthday, you know? So I'm like, hey, well, what am I gonna do? Like, I was working out, I was, you know, eating good, and I was, you know, getting cute with it. don't get me wrong, your girl was getting cute. The problem was I still was having like a little pudge at the bottom of my stomach because my first child was a C-section, and you know, he kind of did your girl in with that. Luckily, none of my kids gave me like a ton of stretch marks, but I'm not sure how much fat is in my stomach. I don't know if it's like loose skin, if it's fat. I'm not sure just yet, but it's kind of taut, like tight, but then like the bottom area is a little softer, so I guess they'll let me know when I get to pre-op. But anyway, so from June until November, I had not put down a deposit. I was like, girl, are you gonna go through with this? Is this what you really want to do? Da da da. It's like something I've always wanted to do, but I was kind of nervous. But your girl obviously grew some balls in November, because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go through with it, because this is something that I've always wanted to do. Like, I had started losing confidence because my body had changed so much. Like, obviously after 4 children, obviously it's gonna change, and you know it's a blessing to be able to have kids, but at the same time, like, come on now, I ain't trying to be looking like I got kids, okay? You know, that's not what I'm trying to look like. You know, I ain't trying to be that lady who be like, you know, my kids did this to my body, and you be like, oh, how old are your kids? 24 months? No, girl, years. Ma'am, at this point, that's just you. Ain't got nothing to do with you having kids. So I don't want that for me. No. So in November, I called, November 22nd to be exact. I called and I put down a $500 deposit, because that's all that they were requiring me to put down, because it was like 10% of your surgery. Now, at that time, I did not select a date and I did not select a doctor, because obviously I still wanted to do some research on, you know, the doctors and things like that at the location I chose, which was Asthetics, or which is Asthetics. So, you know, I was doing some research, you know, obviously I was looking at YouTube videos, and I was watching like the results of the dials, and, you know, all y'all was looking fierce from, you know, this particular clinic. So I'm like, okay, that looked like the clinic I want to go to. So that's, you know, what made me initially go ahead and put down that deposit. And just so you guys know, I was able to do my consults. It was virtual consults. I logged into the website. I took some pictures. They reached out to me like literally 2 days later. Like someone called me and asked me, you know, if I had chosen a doctor, time, date, and I told them no and all of that good stuff. And then they were like, oh, okay, well, you know, you can always put down a deposit, and, you know, you can choose a doctor and a date later. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I called January 14th of this year, January 14th of 2020, and I wanted to check prices with Dr. Fasusi, because I liked Dr. Alvarez, I liked, you know, Dr. Shapiro and things like that. But the problem was, they're like, not only are they really expensive, they're also really, really booked. And I didn't want my surgery to be having to be thrown out so far, because your girl would be 29 in June, and I wanted to at least, you know, recovering a little bit, already well into my recovery. So January 14th, 2020, I called to check prices with Dr. Fasusi, because he was a new doctor to the clinic, but I have been looking at, you know, his dials, and they've all been looking snatched, honey, from the gods. So I was like, okay, and he's black. Let me go ahead and see what Dr. Fasusi talking about. So I got a quote at that time for $4,500. Okay, that was with the Lipo 360 with the BBL. The total cost was going to be $5,525 with the recovery house. So the total deposit would have been $553. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, all right, let me just do a little bit more research, and we'll see. The reason that I didn't go ahead and give them the extra $53 and just say book me with Dr. Fasusi is because if you read, it states that if you change your surgeon, you have to pay for that. It's like $1,000, or no, you pay the difference in the cost of the surgeons, and also there's like $1,000 or $1,500 fee to even change the date and all that stuff. And your girl wasn't doing all that. I wasn't wasting no coins. So I was like, okay, well, I already gave them $500. I'm just not gonna give nobody that extra coin until I've decided my date and my surgeon for sure. Because then you got to sign all them contracts and they be serious about their coin, just like I am about mine. So I was like, no. So, okay. So then I called February 24th. Once I found out, what was going on with school and what date will be done, I'm like, all right, cool. The last day of school is May 11th. So I'll go ahead and book for May 12th so I can be on the flight, be out, and that's that. Because like I said, I wanted to have surgery around my birthday, but before my birthday, just so I could have a few weeks of recovery in. So on February 24th, I called to pay the $53. Since the $500 had already been paid to book my date with Dr. Fasusi. Don't y'all know I was informed that day that his price jumped from $4,500 to $6,300 for the surgery. So that was an $1,800 difference between, that wasn't even like literally a month. So literally a month later, or not even a month later, like 3 weeks later, I called to get him that little $53 and book with him my date and him. And he had already jumped freaking $1,800 in price. Like, it was crazy. So the recovery house obviously is a base price. So the recovery house I chose was EOS Recovery House, and it is a base price of $1,150. So the package would have been $7,400. Okay. So I decided, because I asked, did he have dates available for the date that I wanted? And he didn't. He had freaking got booked up from that fast. Within 3 weeks, he was booked out to like August. August is past my birthday, since we not doing that. So I'm like, okay, let me look at some more doctors that's in this, in this clinic. So, luckily for me, when I had talked to them, because actually, honestly, all of them were booked up. But luckily for me, it was one doctor who was new to this facility, not new to surgery, dolls. He's had like 20 years of experience, but new to this facility. He's board certified and everything like that. And I looked at him and I asked, did he have a date available? And they were like, no, he's not until June. And I'm like, crap, can y'all look? Is like any cancellations, any, switching his schedule, anything like that? And they honestly did look, and there was somebody who was like on the verge of switching their date. And so they were like, okay, we'll give you a call and let you know. So they reached out to that individual and they actually switched their date. So luckily I was able to take their slot. So I booked with Dr. Gray after paying the $33 that was added. So the total deposit was $533. So that day I got my invoice, I got a surgical contract, I got a medication list, a list of recommendations of items to bring, and a congratulations, it's official letter. Boom. Because it wasn't official, even though I had given them, $500 for a deposit, I hadn't chosen a date or a doctor, so it wasn't official yet. So that was it's official letter. So then February 27th, I got an email in regards to booking a recovery house. And since I had paid, that was because I had already paid for the package. Like, they offer, you can just pay for the surgery and find your own package. Like, you can find your own recovery house, or, you can find, like, go and stay at a hotel or Airbnb. But the thing about it is, if you're going to stay at a hotel or an Airbnb, you have to have somebody there with you. Otherwise, they won't do your surgery. So it was easier for me to say, okay, since I don't really have anyone to go with me, I can just, go to the recovery house. It was part of a package and I got a deal. So hell, that was the choice for me. So I chose with EOS based off their Instagram photos of the place and the food pics, because your girl liked their food. Like, a lot of the recovery homes, actually I liked a lot of the pictures of the recovery homes, but I was also looking at the food choices that they had, because they're having you eat healthy food, obviously, but some of their food just didn't do it for me. I was looking at the food like, sis like to eat, and that just doesn't do it. So I do like the fact that recovery houses, they have 3 meals a day, that's obviously included in your package, and snacks, and there's a 24/7 caregiver that's on there, that's there all day helping you and the other dials and things like that. So that's cool. And they also, I like their transportation hours, so I was able to book my flight based on their transportation hours, because some of the places don't have really good transportation hours from the airport. Mind you, they only pick you up and drop you off to the airport, and they also take you to your pre-op appointment. They pick up your prescriptions for you. They take you to all your massage appointments, and they take you to your all your post-op appointments as well. So yeah. So that was that. So I booked my flight that day as well. So February 28th, 2020, I received an email confirming my booking with EOS from my supports coordinator and from the EOS Recovery House. My supports coordinator had emailed my flight information to the EOS Recovery House. March 3rd, 2020, I made a payment of $2,033 and received another invoice. March 16th, I received an email for my labs and medical clearance to be completed. March 30th, I received an email that my return flight had been pushed up 2 days, or I would return 4 days after my booked return date. So I canceled with them and I booked with another airline. And obviously that's due to the coronavirus and the stipulations that's going on with that. So they took the date that I had and they pushed us all up a date. And then if you wanted to keep your date, they didn't have anything until like 4 days afterwards. So I had to cancel with them. Luckily, because coronavirus is going on and I had purchased insurance for my flight, even though I don't think you have to purchase insurance for your flight at this time, because they have to, like, you know, if the airport is the reason that your flight is changing and things like that due to COVID, they have to refund you, or they have to let you get a credit and use it at a different date. So, but that has to be used within like a certain amount of time, and it's like 60 days, 6 months, something like that. I don't remember, but I was just like, sis, give me a refund. So they gave me my refund and I booked with another airline. So March 31st, I went and got my labs drawn at Quest Diagnostics. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Okay, so April 1st, mind you, I'm about to tell you what went on with Quest Diagnostics. So April 1st, I received an email on April 1st that Mia had received. This is from my supports coordinator, that Mia had received my lab work and everything was good. Now they were just waiting on my medical clearance. So I tried to get my medical clearance at an urgent care, because obviously on the paperwork they say you can get it from urgent care, but the urgent care that I tried to go to said that they do not do medical clearances. So I ended up calling my doctor's office and I made an appointment for April 8th. And it was crazy because I literally have to give them like some type of emergent situation, because they were not booking, excuse my hand, y'all, I had wrote a list on my hand. They were not booking appointments for you to come see your doctor unless it was emergent, obviously because of COVID-19. And if you had an appointment already booked and it wasn't emergent, they were canceling you. So I told them that my IUD was coming out, y'all. And obviously they had to get me because it could have traveled and it could have went somewhere it wasn't supposed to go. So April 8th, you know, they had me booked. Cool. So April 6th of 2020, I received let me go back to April 1st. So I received that email saying that they had received my labs and stuff like that. But don't y'all know, I looked at the lab, because they'll email it to you. Your supports coordinator will email you your results, because for some reason I couldn't see my results on the Quest Diagnostics my portal. And long story short, when I looked at the results, the reason I couldn't see it is because they had spelled my first name wrong, so it wasn't going to my portal. And I'm like, ain't no doctor in the world going to take these results and be like, okay, this is her, let me give her her medical clearance. So I had to literally call Quest Diagnostics. I'm like, yo, y'all spelled my first name wrong, this, that, and the third. They're like, oh, well, we can't update it because there's what they say, there's vital information on there, as far as like there's like an HIV test on there. So that's one of the tests that they're screening us for, was HIV. So obviously I'm like, it doesn't matter, sis, like it was non-reactive, I'm negative, send, you know, like fix the damn results. And they're like, oh, we can't do that, So they were like, and the reason we can't do it is because the demographic of your name was changed, because they spelt my name Lygeia. Lygeia. Who in the hell would name their freaking kid Lygeia? So anyway, they couldn't change it. So I kept trying to go over their head. I kept trying to call the little 800 number they told me to call. I feel like there's something on me. My lip is like itching. Anyway, and they told me they couldn't do it. Long story short, that I had to go get my labs redrawn. So I did. Went and got my labs redrawn, and then I think I went and got my labs redrawn on the 6th. Yep. So I got off work in the morning, and then I went and got my labs redrawn, and then I left. And then that day I also received an email that there was a change to my flight and that I needed to accept it. Luckily, it was just like a change stating that my flight had been pushed up like earlier. So my return flight, instead of me coming home or getting on the flight at 10:45, it was like pushed up to like 9 a.m. So it wasn't like days or whatever. It was just like the time had changed of the actual flight. So that was fine. So I accepted that, and that was that. But the thing about that is the layover is like, how long is the layover? There was like a longer layover. So at first I think I was only having like a 30-minute layover. Now I think I have like a 2.5-hour layover. So my flight went from like 3 hours to 5 hours and freaking 50 minutes. So obviously that's gonna be hell coming home, y'all. So anyway, April 7th, I received an email that my lab work was available, and things like that. So I tried to view my labs and the damn system was down, y'all. Still couldn't freaking see my labs because the system was down. So I was able to call that 1-800 number and verify myself, and then they were able to email me my results, which is fine because I needed to come home and print them out because my doctor's appointment was the next day, y'all. And I wasn't gonna be able to get another damn appointment within the time frame that I need, because you know you guys have to have your labs and stuff done and submitted like 30 days prior to. I know they said 60, but because I didn't book within 60 days, I booked within like a shorter amount of time. Mine had to be done within 30 days. So luckily I was able to do that. So April 8th of 2020, the day of the appointment, I got off work at 7:30, went to this is what happened. This is how I found out that, because the system was down and I couldn't view my results. I ended up getting off work in the morning and going to Quest to try to get them to print me off some results, and they don't even have access to do that, y'all. You had to call the 1-800 number. Like, they don't just have the results in their system. So anyway, luckily they were able to do that. So yeah, I went to my appointment. And at the appointment, y'all, how crazy is this? My IUD actually was coming out. So like my doctor was like, yeah, so what are we here to see you for? And obviously I'm like 2 things. She's like, okay, what? I'm like, okay, so for one, I think my IUD is coming out. Obviously I had to give him that story because that's what I said I was booking for. She was like, okay, we're gonna check it. I was like, yeah, because I went and to the urgent care in December, and obviously the urgent care that I went to was obviously connected to her, so she was able to look up my ultrasound, because I was having pain in my abdominal area, or like my lower abdominal area, or pelvic area, you would say, in December. So I got an ultrasound, and it was like my IUD had traveled like further down, because my uterus and my cervix is like, or not my uterus, but my cervix is like backwards or something like that, like retroverted. So like it was hard, I guess, for my doctor to place the IUD. So anyway, it started to like come out. So she took it out and put me a new one in that day. And then she was like, okay, so what's the second thing you're here for? I'm like, oh, slid my papers right on to her, like, hey girl, I need you to sign this medical clearance. And she was like, me? They don't want your primary care physician? I'm like, girl, they said that urgent care can do it. Go ahead and sign it. So I showed her my lab. She looked over the labs, made sure everything was good. Then she signed my medical clearance or whatever. So literally, that was I think my appointment was like at 12:15. So like at 4:45, Mia Asthetics had sent me an email like, they were still waiting on my medical clearance, and it had to be done within a certain amount of time. Otherwise my surgery would have to be canceled, and I would have to pay that cancellation fee and all of that stuff. So literally it was crazy, because like not even an hour later, I guess my doctor's office had faxed over my stuff to them with my medical clearance. So then I received an email from Mia that same day stating they received my fax medical clearance and that I was cleared for surgery. Hey, so that's that cleared for surgery email we were all waiting on. That's the one we be waiting on. That's the one. Okay. So that was that. So April 13th, I made a payment of $1,500. So the good thing about me making these payments like the way I did was because when I had got my taxes, I had paid my bills up. So like I wasn't having to pay my rent and things like that. Like I paid my rent up for like two months, and then I had paid my utilities and stuff up like that. So with me working now, I was able to just, save money and put it towards my surgery. I wasn't playing them games. I'm like, sis, you paying for this. Like, you already put the money down. You can't get the money back. To change your day, you gonna have to pay more money. To do this, more money, or lose your money. I'm like, So anyway, April 13th, I made a payment of $1,500. Then April 15th, I placed my last order with Amazon. So over this time, I have been buying like small items to prepare for the surgery. So I've been like putting them in the closet So April 15th, I placed my last order with Amazon for some of the recommended items off the list that I had received back in, what day did I receive that list? Back in February. Yeah, so I have been slowly getting this stuff over time. So actually, I'm going to do a video on the stuff that I did purchase, probably like a day. I'm going to say probably 2 days prior to my pre-op appointment. So I'm probably going to do it I'm going to do it May 10th because my flight is May 12th, but I'm working I think I'm working May 10th and May 11th. Yeah, so I'm going to work May 10th and 11th, so that's Saturday and Sunday. And then I'm going to have to get off on the 11th at like 3 in the morning because I typically don't get off work until 7:30 in the morning, but my flight is at 6:30 in the morning, so I'm going to have to work an 8-hour shift versus a 12-hour shift that I normally work. So yeah. Anyway, so those are some of the dates I just wanted to go over with you guys. My surgery is 100% paid off. I don't owe nothing. Your girl is good to go. I don't owe a single dollar left. But I can always add on. So, just so you guys know, my hemoglobin, when I went was a 12.6. So I'm good, which is crazy because typically I'm anemic. Like, well, I guess that's only when I'm pregnant am I anemic. So it was a 12.6, so I'm good. I don't need to purchase Cell Saver or none of that other stuff. Still deciding on if I want to do chin lipo. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. But yeah, I'm actually going to end this video right here and come right back and tell you guys about my plan prior to surgery. So your girl is ending this video. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, go ahead and drop them below. Yes, I have wish pics, things like that. I won't be posting those until closer to the surgery date. I'm going to make this into a vlog so you guys will see what's going on. So based on what I'm talking about in the video, then I'll probably post, like if I'm talking about the body that I want and things like that and showing you pictures of myself, then I'll probably obviously post like a picture at the top of the screen with the body that I'm going for, or a few, because it's no particular body that I want. Like I've been looking at several different surgery dolls and I've kind of like combined their body to the body that I want. Like it's nobody's body. I'm like, girl, that's it. That's my wish pick. No, it's like, okay, you, I like that off you. 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 So let me combine you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So without further ado, that's going to end this video and I'm going to jump right into another one.